Hello everybody, and welcome back to Certified Collectibles. This is episode 3 in our must-haves video series. This series focuses on pop culture related collectibles that we believe have long-term investment potential. Now for today's video, we selected 5 Wata certified video games, all for the Atari 2600. Now these are games we definitely think you should consider adding to your collection. Now we're going to go ahead and present these in chronological order of release to keep everything simple, so these are going to be presented in the order they were actually released to the public. Let's go ahead and get started with our first game. We only got 5 of these, it shouldn't take very long. Now this is one that needs no introduction. Adventure, created in 1978. This game has received an immense boost in popularity due to its inclusion in the young adult novel and the subsequent motion picture Ready Player One. Now this game is also incredibly important in the video game industry. It's considered the first action-adventure game and the first fantasy game for the home console. It's also the first video game to ever feature an Easter egg. Now, this Easter egg was included by its designer, Warren Robinier. He actually included a credit screen to himself because the Atari management would not allow the designers and creators' names to appear on the credits anymore. They were afraid that rival companies would steal their designers. And also, Atari was not paying royalties to the game designers anymore. So he wanted to make sure that everybody knew he created this game. So he created a secret room within the game with a little text screen that said, created by Warren Robinier, so everybody knows it was him that created the game. So first game to ever feature an Easter egg, tremendously important in the video game industry, the first action-adventure and fantasy game for a home console. Now as you can see, this is a Wata graded 6.0 NS. It's a NS no seal, meaning there's no cellophane, but it is a sealed game, a glue seal. This game, we've only ever seen these come mid-grade. We've never seen a super high grade like an 8.5 or 9.6 or 9.8. So, you know, this is one we think you should add to your investment portfolio in whatever grade you can find. You know, typically you want to say above a 5.0, but whatever grade you can find for a sealed copy of this game is tremendously important to the video game industry and to collectors and just to, video games overall. It introduced the Easter egg concept, first action adventure and fantasy game for a home console. Definitely one we think has some long-term investment potential in whatever grade you can get this game in a sealed copy. There's going to be a ton of CIBs out there, so definitely focus on the sealed copies only when you're actually adding these to your long-term investment portfolio. Now another 1978 game, one that we think you should definitely add to your portfolio, is Combat. Now I know some of you may not agree with this. Combat was a pack-in that came with the system when it was introduced all the way up to 1982. So now this is one, like I said, it's a pack-in game, so everyone had this. You know, if you ever bought a video game system before and it came with a pack-in, you're busting that thing open and playing it even if you have no interest in it. So, just to see what it's about, because it came free with the system. So if it's a pack-in, you're not going to go out to the store and buy a sealed copy of it either. So we think there's going to be very few of these sealed, very few in high grade. So this is one, if you can find a sealed copy of this, it's definitely one to think about adding to your collection. These are going to be very scarce sealed. Like I said, pack-in games are always played. They're always opened. They're always, even if you don't have an interest in them, you're just going to throw it away, throw it in the closet. It's not going to be kept nice. And you're not going to go out and buy a pack-in game, off the shelf, brand new. So very scarce sealed. If you can find one of these, definitely think about adding this one here to your long-term investment portfolio. High grade, the higher grade, the better on this one. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of CIBs that turn up over the years, but sealed copies of this, it's going to be very, very tough to find this. So this is one to consider adding to your portfolio. Let me lay these down so they don't fall down later. Now, let's jump ahead to 1982. This is a game a lot of you asked about before. This is the Star Wars Empire Strikes Back. Now, this game, only 9.8 in this. 9.8, 8 plus, or 8 plus plus. There's going to be quite a few of these graded in 9.8. This game was collected. But even if there's 100 of them graded or 200 of them graded, if there's a million people that want it or 10,000 people that want it, it's still going to command a pretty high price. A lot of people think scarcity and rarity drive price, but it's really demand. You can have a one-of-a-kind item that nobody wants. It's not going to command that high of a price. But if you have an item, even if there's only 100, 200 of these, and a million people want them, 50,000 people want them, it's going to command a premium price. So this game was the first Star Wars game ever created, and it's also the first Star Wars game in the Star Wars game series. So it has a couple firsts in there. It's also, like I said, the Star Wars brand, popular now, popular 20, 30 years ago. We think it's going to continue to be popular going forward. This game, 9.8, A+, or A++, definitely one to consider adding to your long-term investment portfolio. You definitely want to do your homework with any of these games as far as paying the right price. A 9.8 today should probably cost you $2,500 to $5,000, depending upon how many are on the market and the demand at the time. But I know that in May, these were going for about $5,000. This is August of 2020. In May of this year, they're going for about $5,000. In July, they're going for about $3,000. So there's room in there. Make sure you're paying the right price for these. It definitely affects your potential going forward, but one to consider adding to your long-term collection. Another 1982 game, Frogger. Now, as you can see, this comes with the red stripe. There's a version without the red stripe. They kind of trade around the same price. So, whichever one you want to pick up, they seem to be trading around the same. Now, this is a 9.6 A++. This is one that we think you should probably focus on a 9.8. A 9.6 is okay if you buy it at the right price. A 9.6 today in today's market should cost you about $1,200 to $1,500. A 9.8 in today's market should cost about $3,000 to $5,000. Same as the Star Wars Empire Strikes Back. It all depends on how many are on the market, how many people are looking to buy one, and the demand at the time. But this is one that you definitely want to do your homework on before you pay the price. This is the first Frogger game in the Frogger series of games to come. It's also the port of the 1981 Frogger arcade game. Tremendously popular when it came out, still popular today. There's still Frogger games being released. We think this game here has some future potential, so this is one we added to our list. Like I said, with the red stripe or without, a 9.8 is preferable, but a 9.6, if you're paying the right price, it still has the potential. So Frogger, 9.6 or 9.8, definitely one to consider adding to your long-term investment portfolio. And our last game in today's list is Quadrant, or Quadrant, however you want to pronounce it. Now, this was an Atari Club exclusive, a mail-in exclusive only. There was only about 10,000 of these that were produced. That's why we added it to this list instead of some of the other Atari Club exclusives. Crazy Climber is the first Atari Club exclusive, but it comes pretty nice. You can find nice copies of that. Quadrant, because it is a limited production of only 10,000 copies, a little tougher to find nice. We've only ever seen really mid-grades of these. We've never seen anything super nice on this. So this is one we think you should add to your collection. It could be mid-grade or higher. This is one we think you should just definitely own because of the limited production run, its exclusivity when it came out, and the fact that it was actually an Atari Club exclusive itself. So Quadrant, one to think about adding to your collection. In today's market, you can expect to pay $1,000 to $2,000 for a sealed copy ungraded. For a graded copy, there really is no price history yet. None of these have really come to market graded. So we really don't know the grade for a mid-grade game or a high-grade game. So just focus on finding a sealed copy if you're looking to add this to your portfolio. Like I said, a nice sealed copy should cost $1,000 to $2,000 right now. But, that could change overnight. So that's as of today. So there you have 5 games for the Atari 2600, all Wata certified, that we definitely think you should consider adding to your long-term investment portfolio. Now, let us know what you think about our selection here in the comment section below. Please feel free to leave us any other comments about these games if you like, and your own suggestions. Give us a thumbs up if you liked the video, and as always, please remember to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thank you for joining us here at Certified Collectibles, and we'll see you again next time.